Hello everyone, welcome to LimeCrew channel. In this video, we will learn about database sharding. So let's get started. So sharding, it's a concept of dividing your table into chunk of multiple tables. So let's take an example. You have an employee table. Now let's say you have a requirement where you want to store huge number of records in your employee table which cannot fit into one machine space. So the data is so huge that none of your hardware can meet this requirement to store so much data into a single machine. So sharding helps in those scenarios where you have huge data requirement to be stored into database. So you can split this data into multiple chunks. So this data can be split into multiple chunks. So let's say this is my chunk 1 and this is my chunk 2. Now these chunks can be onto the same machine or it could be onto the different machine. So it helps you. So chunking helps you to scale your data across multiple machines, and this concept is called sharding. So sharding, it's a concept, it's a mechanism or architecture to distribute your data, across different machines. Now these chunks are called shards. So this is my shard 1 and this is my shard 2. Why sharding is required? Sharding is required because, as I mentioned, there can be scenario the data is growing so huge these days that none of the hardwares are able to meet the requirement to store all the data in a single machine, and that is why sharding is required, which helps you to distribute your data, or it helps you to make your database distributed. Just if I explain with the help of an example, let's say this is an employee table where you have 4 IDs, employee ID 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have the respective employee names and employee addresses. So using the concept of sharding, you can have 2 employee records on shard 1 and other 2 employee records onto the shard 2. And as I mentioned, these shards can be on the different machines also. So it helps you to make your database horizontally scalable. It helps you to achieve horizontal scaling within your database. And the more data, if the data is increasing more and more, you can add more number of machines and you can add more number of shards within your database. So now there is no limit of storing the amount of data, because now instead of having one machine, you have a cluster of machines. So it's a cluster of machines where you can distribute your data now. So this is the concept of sharding. Now there are different types of sharding mechanism using which you can distribute your data. So first type of sharding is hashed sharding. What does it mean, hash sharding? So hash sharding helps you to pick your ID. You can define any single column as your key, or you can define a combination of your column as a key. Let's take an example. I define ID as my key, and I can use hashed sharding strategy using which the data will be distributed across different machines using a hash function. What it means is that for every ID, hash value will be calculated. Let's say for ID 1, hash value will be calculated, and based on the hash value, on the hashing algorithm will decide that record 1 will go to shard 1. Similarly for the ID 2, it will find the hash value for the ID 2, and then let's say it decide that record 2 will also go onto the shard 1. And similarly for record 3 and 4 also, for the ID column, hash value will be calculated, and based on the hash value, it will decide that let's take an example, it will decide that it will go to shard 2. So this is the example of hash sharding, where you define your own set of columns within your table that you want to define the hash strategy, and whatever columns you have defined, based on those columns, the hash value will be calculated for each row corresponding to the columns that you have defined in your hash partition or hash strategy, and then based on the hash value, the data will go to the respective shard. So this is hashed sharding. The second type of sharding is ranged sharding. Now ranged sharding, there is no hash value calculated in ranged sharding. In ranged sharding, you can say that let's say instead of 4 employees, you have 100 employees. Let's say you have 100 employees from 1 to 100, and then you can define a range that from 1 to 50 it will go to 1 to 50 it will go to shard 1, and from 51 to 100 it will go to shard 2. So you can define a range, right? So hash sharding works on the hashing algorithm, and range sharding works on the range algorithm. So you define your own ranges, that what all ranges will go to what all shards, and you can distribute your data using any of these two strategies. The third type of sharding is the geolocation based sharding. So what geolocation based sharding means, let's say in employee table you have another column. Let's add one more column here. Let's say you have one more column here which says, let's say it's a country code, right? So you can have different country codes here in your employee table. So what geolocation will do is, based on the country code of the employee, the data will go to the machine which is available in that particular country. Let's say this machine is in US and this machine is in India, just as an example. So let's say this employee 1 is in US, employee 2 is in India, employee 3 is in US again, and employee 4 is in India again. So based on geolocation sharding, if you have defined your country as a geolocation column, so in that case the employee 1 and employee 3, because both are in US, so it will record number 1 and 3 will go to shard number 1, and record number 2 and 4 which belongs to India will go to shard number 2. So in this way also you can distribute your data based on geolocation. So this is another type of sharding, and there can be different strategies within geolocation also. So you can define the strategy based on lat long if it is available in your database, and you can have that kind of coordinate based, map based geolocation strategy also defined within your database. But just to simplify the process, I gave an example of country code between US and India. So this is third type of sharding, which is geolocation sharding. So these are the type of shardings, and as I mentioned earlier, it helps you to achieve distribution within your database. It helps you to have more data storage available to you, because now the data is distributed across multiple machines. You can leverage the disk space of multiple machine instead of just one machine. So in terms of benefits, why sharding is required? Sharding is required because it gives you the flexibility of achieving scalability. So it gives you to achieve horizontal scalability. The more data you keep on getting, the more machines you can keep on adding within your database cluster, and it gives you provision to store all the data without any limitation of any disk space. So this is one of the benefit. Another benefit is performance. So obviously when your data is distributed, you can get the higher performance within your data, because now instead of running the data, running your queries onto this complete table, you may need to run your queries into chunks of the data. So as the table is divided into multiple chunks, so your query will also run on the chunks. So you will get the read and write, both type of performance will be better when your data is distributed. So performance is another aspect that sharding helps you to achieve the better performance in your database. And it also helps you to achieve HA within your cluster, HA within your database. What is HA? HA means high availability. Let's take an example. You have all the data stored in a single machine, right? If that machine goes off, your complete database goes off, right? None of the data is available, none of the data is accessible. But in case of sharding based databases, your data is distributed across different machines. This is machine 1, this is machine 2. If your machine 1 goes down, machine 2 is still available. You still have some part of data available. You still can, your queries can still run, and with the help of replication, this data can be replicated to another machine also, and with the help of replication you can achieve the same result. You can get the same result which you were expecting earlier when this machine was up. So this sharding technique also helps you to make your data highly available, and it helps you to achieve maximum parallelism when it comes to performance, and it helps you to scale your database. So these are the three benefits, or I'll say these are the three advantages using which you can have maximum benefits out of your database with the concept of sharding. In today's architecture, in many of the NoSQL databases, be it Cassandra, Couchbase, Elasticsearch, most of the NoSQL databases adopt this concept of sharding, and you will find these techniques available in most of the NoSQL database, because this is so powerful technique, this is so beneficial technique, so that's why it's available in most of the NoSQL databases. So that was the concept of sharding. I hope you get the overall idea. So you got to know what sharding is, what are the benefits of sharding, what are different types of sharding, and what are and how it helps you to scale your database to a much larger extent, which would not be possible on a single machine. That's all which I wanted to cover. I hope you got the concept. Do like this video, do share this video with others, and do subscribe LimeGuru channel to support us. Thank you.